Hi everybody. Today we are talking about letters of recommendation. Now you might be thinking, oh, this must be for seniors only, because seniors are starting to get letters of recommendation right now to be part of their application to attend college. Not so fast. Here at PrepWell Academy, as you know, we get way ahead of the power curve on all these different elements, including letters of recommendation. So in today's episode, we're specifically talking to juniors in high school about how they can prepare themselves for next year when they're scrambling around for letters of recommendation like some seniors are right now. Hi everybody, I'm Phil Black. I run an online mentoring program called PrepWell Academy, where I help juniors, seniors, freshmen, sophomores, and their parents navigate the college admissions process. We talk about high school, we talk about college majors, we talk about careers, we talk about life. This particular episode is a great example of what your son or daughter, or how your son or daughter, will benefit from PrepWell Academy, which opens up on Monday, by the way. Here's the story. If you have a son or daughter who is a junior in high school this year, unless they're a PrepWeller, in which they know this already, I want you to sit them down and say, listen, I want you to be on the lookout right now for a teacher in a class that you think might be a great fit for a letter of recommendation next year. Now, they're going to think you're crazy. They're going to say, Mom, Dad, this is crazy talk. I'll worry about that next year. I'm worried about my 11th grade, my junior year. It's so hard. I've got SATs coming up. I've got AP exams. I've got studying. Yeah, I'm good with all that. That's true. However, starting this process now of looking around and thinking and considering who would be a good writer for a letter of recommendation now in the beginning of junior year is going to prepare you and set you up for success several months from now, 9, 10 months from now. And we'll talk about when you do this and how you do this. But all I want you to do right now is take your son or daughter and say, get a lay of the land. What are the teachers that you like the best? Ideally, it's in a class that you're going to do very well in, and in a class that aligns with what your application theme might be. So for instance, if you're a science person, maybe you have an AP physics teacher, maybe you have an AP chemistry teacher, maybe you have an honors biology teacher, whatever it might be. Look around at the science classes you're taking this year and find the teacher that is going to love you. Find the class where you're going to excel and do well, and you're going to be a leader, and you're going to do projects. And once you figure that out, now you don't have to go tell the teacher, oh, by the way, I'm going to ask you to write me a letter of recommendation at the end of the school year. You don't have to tell them that, because listen, you don't really know. You don't know how things are going to pan out. But I want you to have in your head what teacher and what class you think would be a great class and teacher to write a letter of recommendation for you. And it's also nice to have a backup, because you never know. Some teachers go off, teachers get fired, they leave classrooms, whatever the case may be. So don't resign yourself to only one. Ideally, you have a primary and a secondary teacher in class. And I even go so far as to, for my PrepWellers, to show them what the letter of recommendation is like next year, what the teacher's going to have to fill out about you. And the students' eyes are wide open. I'm like, wow, they're going to grade me on this. They're going to grade me on this. They're going to assess me on this and this and this and this and this. And it gives them a heads up as to how they should perform in class, so that at the end of this year, their junior year, they can very confidently go to that teacher and say, Mr. Jones, Miss McGillicuddy, would you mind writing me a letter of recommendation for my college applications? Guess what? You have primed them. You have been the best in their class. You've stayed after late. You've helped out. You've tutored. You've done well in your classes. You've studied for the AP exam. You've done really well in the class. You have set that teacher up to write you the best letter of recommendation they have ever written. Because what normally happens is, right about now, kids start going backwards in time and saying, oh, Miss Jones, remember me? I was the kid in AP chemistry. Remember last year? Can you write me a letter of recommendation? I know there's hundreds of other kids asking you, and you're really under pressure right now, but little old me, do you remember anything about me? I was in your class. No, 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 no. That's bad form, and you're not going to get a good letter of recommendation out of it. So in summary, if you have a junior in high school, ask them, take a look at your classes. Which class will you do the best in? Which class do you have the best rapport with the teacher? Which class aligns best with the direction you think you might be going in college? So in other words, if you're going to be a STEM major, science, technology, and engineering, math, you might not want to take your English lit teacher. Now you might. There's an argument that you can show some wide-ranging skills and a breadth of knowledge, but colleges like, in an ideal world, to get a letter of recommendation from an 11th grade teacher in an area or a subject that you think you might pursue in college. So if you can find that perfect storm, great teacher, great class, you're going to excel, you're going to do well, and you're going to understand what that teacher is going to grade you on 9 months from now, you, my friend, will be positioned for great success. And the process of going back to a teacher and asking her or him for a letter of recommendation, it's already going to be done. You're going to do it at the end of this year. Over the summer, you'll be good to go. And next year at this time, when you're a senior, like all the senior PrepWellers that I'm talking to right now, the people who listen to the advice, they're stoked. The kids who did not and skipped that lesson or didn't take my word for it, they are right now scrambling around looking for 11th grade teachers who have the time and the bandwidth and the interest to help them out. Don't let that be you. If this is something that's interesting to you, please give me a thumbs up. Please let me know that you're out there, you're listening, you care. Tag somebody, share this with somebody, particularly if they have somebody who's a junior in class. Please do that. Thanks for the thumbs up, by the way. Please do that. Please let them know that, hey, this crazy guy on Facebook Live said your junior should be thinking about letters of recommendation now. This guy's out of his mind. No. We're just preparing, getting ahead of the curve to reduce anxiety, to make it a smoother process. Thanks for sharing this with me today. I hope this has been helpful. I try to come at you almost every day with a tip, a little bit of guidance, a little help, a little prod, a little awareness tip to help you help your son or daughter get through the college admissions process. Once again, if you're a PrepWeller already, thank you. If not, I'd love to have you on board. I'd love to have you on the inside where your son or daughter and you get one of these tips every single week by video, and all the extra stuff, the downloadables, the videos, and the like, every single week of every single month of every single year, starting in 9th grade. Thanks for being here, and see you tomorrow.